In your 17 Court Watch now this afternoon, the trial in a 40-year-old murder case came to a halt this morning when the man accused of killing 18-year-old Dawn Coons didn't show up. Coons was murdered back in 1979, found naked in a bathtub, her hands tied behind her back and a pillowcase over her head. After the murder, police interviewed her neighbor, Prentice Foreman, who denied knowing Coons, but they never made any arrests. Then in 2017, investigators retested evidence from the crime scene and got a hit and arrested Foreman on murder charges. If convicted, Foreman could face life in prison. The trial is expected to continue this afternoon. More than 100 inmates are set to be dropped off in Bakersfield this week. BPD says up to 120 inmates will be released tomorrow at the Greyhound bus station in downtown Bakersfield. The State Department of Corrections plans to stagger the releases between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. to reduce the impact. BPD says these types of releases are normal, but the number of inmates is higher than usual. Many are expected to seek transportation outside of Kern County. A midweek crackdown on people driving under the influence and without licenses. Bakersfield police officers screened more than 1,100 cars on Stockdale Highway near the First United Methodist Church. They arrested one person on suspicion of driving under the influence. BPD says that driver had been arrested before for DUI. Officers also arrested two others who were in possession of stolen vehicles. Officers also cited more than a dozen people for driving without licenses, and officers found nearly 24 people driving on suspended licenses. A group of Kern County parents is demanding changes are made to the way their school district handles bullying. Parents at Lakeside Union School District in Southwest Bakersfield say bullying has been an issue an unresolved problem for years. Parents say they've reported the bullying to the principal numerous times, and the school's solution has been to move the victims to a different class. Maddie Lujan's parents fear the bullying will lead to the worst.
It's stuff like this that creates horrific school shootings or suicides.
I don't really like the school because, like my dad said, they do nothing about it.
The board said they don't believe suspensions are appropriate solutions and students should be taught to stand up for one another. Lujan says he plans to take legal action if no changes are made. Lakeside Union School District declined to comment. National news now. This morning, Alabama is just one signature away from outlawing almost all abortions in the state. The legislation passed by the state Senate overnight is described as the most restrictive in the nation and would punish doctors who perform the procedure with life in prison. Kerry Sanders has this report from the outside of the Alabama State House.
After weeks of divisive debate,
this going to be unconstitutional.
So life is the question.
Overnight, senators in Alabama state legislature voted 25-6 to make abortion at any stage of pregnancy a felony.
House Bill 314 passes.
The crime punishable with up to 99 years in prison for the abortion providers. The only exception is when a pregnancy represents a serious health risk to the mother. Last night, an amendment was dropped that would have made exemptions for cases of rape and incest. The bill's sponsor admits her goal was not to stop all abortions, but to force the Supreme Court to reconsider Roe v. Wade's defining question.
Is the baby in a womb a person? And we believe technology and science shows that it is.
No justice! No peace!
Protesters gathered outside the State House. Among their complaints, this law will directly impact women. Yet 85% of lawmakers in Alabama are men.
Roe v. Wade is overturned. You will go back to the days where women are having abortions in back alleys.
The 1973 decision ruled women have the fundamental right to choose whether or not to have an abortion. But even early in his candidacy, President Trump said he wanted Roe v. Wade overturned.
That'll happen automatically, in my opinion, because I am putting pro-life justices on the court.
He's already appointed 2 conservative justices that some believe tips the balance of power on the high court. Alabama is not the only state pushing for a federal legal challenge to Roe. 29 states have introduced abortion restrictions so far this year. Just last week, the governor of Georgia signed the state's so-called fetal heartbeat bill, becoming one of 4 states outlawing abortion at the first sign of a heartbeat. The bill's sponsors here in Alabama say that this was all designed to go to the Supreme Court to challenge Roe v. Wade, in part because it says that life begins when a woman discovers she's pregnant, which can be a week or months after conception. Kerry Sanders, NBC News, Montgomery, Alabama.
Alabama's Republican Governor Kay Ivey has been quiet about whether she'll sign the abortion ban bill, but if she does, it's expected to spark a fierce new legal battle over Roe v. Wade, the Supreme Court case that recognizes a woman's constitutional right to end a pregnancy. Back here at home in education news this afternoon, high school graduation season is officially underway.
Quentin James Reggie,
The Garces Rams kicked things off with their commencement last night at Rabobank Convention Center. There was a lot of green and white in that building as Garces High School celebrated the class of 2019, and seniors turned their tassels toward the future. Meantime, most of the students in the current high school district will graduate in 2 weeks on May 29th, 30th, and 31st. We posted a list of all of the commencements on our website, kget.com. Just click on the hot link icon to find them. A frustrating situation at the Bakersfield College commencement ceremony has school administrators dealing with some angry students. Hundreds of friends and family members were locked out of the BC graduation last week when Rabobank Arena reached capacity. BC representatives say they did everything they could to make sure people could see the ceremony, but added safety took priority. 373 people have signed a petition as of last check calling for another class of 2019 graduation. BC has not officially responded, but says the 2020 commencement will be held at Memorial Stadium, so this won't be an issue in the future.
Hi, I'm Scott with Aspire. I want to personally thank Kern County for trusting Aspire with being a part of your family's recovery. At Aspire Counseling Services, we take this opportunity very seriously and would be honored for your continued support. Call us today.
Back now on your 17 Health Watch this afternoon. Birth rates in the U.S. dropped to another record low last year. New government data shows there were roughly 3.7 million births in 2018. That's down 2% from 2017. The number of teen births continued to decline, dropping another 7% last year. C-section deliveries also decreased after a brief uptick in 2017. However, preterm births increased for the fourth year in a row. There's a new experimental way to lower blood pressure without medication. It's a unique approach, part of a multi-center study at the Lifespan Cardiovascular Institute in Providence, Rhode Island. Barbara Moore-Silva reports.
Hi, Mary.
Hi. Mary Elkins is checking in with interventional cardiologist Dr. Herb Aronow.
So important that people volunteer to be in these trials.
A few months ago, Mary, who has high blood pressure, enrolled in a study at the Miriam Hospital, looking at a unique approach to lowering high blood pressure without medication.
Well, it turns out that the kidneys play a really important role in controlling blood pressure and communicate directly with the brain through the nervous system. So there are nervous impulses that travel back and forth between them, and sometimes they're overactive.
The thinking is if you can interrupt that communication by permanently and intentionally damaging those nerves in the kidney, that blood pressure may come down.
We suspect, based on what we know so far, that we're going to find there's a lower blood pressure in people that get the treatment versus those that don't.
That's what Mary's hoping.
I did the study, I believe it was running like 145, 150, and sometimes over to 160, over 90, 95, and that was on medication.
For this study, patients must stop taking their blood pressure medications. However, they are monitored closely.
Yep, I take my blood pressure probably 4 or 5 times a day.
This is how the intervention works.
So we take a tiny tube, a catheter, we go into a blood vessel in the groin, and we travel up to the kidney arteries, and we deliver energy. We call it radio frequency energy to the artery to try to damage the nerves that run through it.
Half the people in the trial get the full intervention. The other get the catheter, but no actual treatment. They won't know for 6 months which one, so researchers can take an objective look at the results.
The lowering of blood pressure is over time, explained Arno. Elkins will find out by this fall which group she's in and whether or not it's working. Welcome back in your 17 Business Watch. Stocks again continuing their rebound. Today, the Dow up 170 points so far in trading. The Nasdaq up 94. The S&P 500 up 20. Oil prices also bouncing back. West Texas Intermediate selling for $62.21 a barrel. And Midway Sunset started the day at $68.28 a barrel. The county health department has shut down a popular Bakersfield eatery because of a rat problem. The farm-to-table eatery locales on 18th and G Streets in downtown Bakersfield. In a health inspection Tuesday, inspectors found rodent droppings underneath the soda machine, on shelves under a register, and next to grease traps under a sink. This is a photo sent to us by the health department. The owner says right now they want to make the situation right.
We want to make sure that our customers know that we're doing everything in our power to make sure that we're providing them with the cleanest, most sanitary environment. And we've already worked on a few different ways to remedy the situation, and we plan on opening tomorrow morning.
And we'll be tracking the health department's website and let you know when locale is back open. Discount tool and equipment retailer Harbor Freight is opening a new store in Kern County. You can find out more about that on KGET.com. Meantime, if there's one annoying thing most of us can count on, it's those pesky robocalls that seem to be getting worse and worse every day. But as PC Mike Wendland reports, several apps are available to help you make sure the only calls you receive are the ones you want.
RoboKiller developers claim that the app can reduce unwanted calls by up to 90% in 30 days. Features include real-time caller ID and a continually updated list of spammers, more than 1 million as of now, with more updated daily. The app is free for iOS and Android, though a subscription is required after an initial trial. Truecaller takes a community-based approach to blocking robocalls and text messages, drawing from its 250 million users to create an accurate list of annoying sources that won't bother you. A key feature lets you enter any number and look up name and contact information. You can search by phone number, chat with friends who use the app, and more. It's free for iOS and Android with premium features available. Wide Protect Spam Call Blocker is perfect for those who don't want to pay for a subscription. Once you purchase the app, you get all of its features, even blocking spammers who are using local phone numbers. You can block unwanted texts and lots more. It's $2.99 for iOS and Android.
Now, I know I gave you all that information pretty fast. If you want more information about it, just go over to my PC Mike Tech blog. There's my address on your screen. I've built in direct links to everything you just saw. Till next time, I'm PC Mike Wendland for NBC News.
Well, as summer travel season approaches, we're keeping an eye on gas prices. They're trading lower. AAA says the national average for a gallon of regular unleaded gas today is $2.86. California's average is $4.06 and Kern County's $4.09. Meantime, our website, KGET.com, tracks the lowest prices in the Bakersfield area thanks to GasBuddy.com. Today, the lowest price is $3.61. You can find it at the on-the-go food store on River Boulevard in Northeast Bakersfield. Those prices change often, so check them out on our website, KGET.com. Then click on the traffic section to find them. Welcome back. Graduation season's underway, and that means the busy vacation travel season's just around the corner. There's one activity more Americans are planning to do in their summer destinations. But as Liz McLaughlin explains, it doesn't involve lounging by a pool.
As the summer travel season takes off, more Americans are planning to use their vacation time to give back.
Travelocity found that 1 in 4 travelers intend to volunteer while traveling this season.
A rise in what's called voluntourism, with travelers using leisure time to pick up trash, serve meals, or build shelter for those in need.
It's nice to see, we've got a big mix here from older people to the young people coming up, learning and trying to donate their time.
Now more nonprofits are partnering with tourism companies for volunteer opportunities, including Travelocity's Travel for Good program.
You can look at your destination and see what volunteer options are there. So it's as simple as a 1-hour stop.
Donating your time to benefit a good cause can also benefit your well-being.
There's obviously the feeling of accomplishment. You're learning new skill sets, you're giving back to the community.
But there are scams that take advantage of good intentions. Check out the organization on a site like Charity Watch before volunteering or donating. And it's a good idea to limit social media photos, instead keeping the focus on helping others.
That's more rewarding than any amount of likes on Instagram.
A voluntourism movement inspiring more travelers to use their downtime to build up communities in need. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.